thing because no one saw the decline of Tyson Fury when he gave Derek Chisora a 12-round beating and when he completely outclassed Dillian White, completely outclassed him. And all of a sudden, 2 fights against Ngannou and Usyk have diminished him to such a level that we are questioning, because Derek Chisora was probably the most challenging heavyweight fight to some extent that Usyk had for a period of time. There's an argument that Daniel Dubois, can feel very hard done by in the fight about a low blow that Usyk managed to find his way around. So he's not unbeatable. He just hasn't been beaten yet. And if Fury can go back, somehow turn the clock back and find whatever balance he needs to find, I think fighting people like Derek Chisora doesn't help him, because I don't think he was fighting the elite in the division that prepared him to fight the elites. And you've got to be a match fit to fight these kind of guys. I'm not entirely sure he was. But my heart wants Fury to win because I'm an Englishman. But the orthodoxy of Usyk and the way that he lives his life makes it difficult, if you're really unemotively attached, to suggest that, well, why would it be any different? What's going to be any different? What's going to be changing? And that will only be answered when Tyson steps into the ring in the first round, and we'll see.
Correct. Usyk won the first fight. For us, he won it by 2-3 rounds. You can argue about that. He didn't win it by 6-7 rounds. Fury had his moments, and big moments in there too. So it could be a little bit of a roller coaster again.
Yeah.
So when I was flying home, I said, do you know what I'll do? While I'm waiting in the airport, I will listen to a little bit of TalkSport, because I haven't seen the Don Charles clip yet. That's going to be a fun watch. I'll watch that later on this evening. But I watched the Adam Smith, Simon Jordan. Adam Smith discussing Oleksandr Usyk about how he's relentless, even though he is the older guy. And, he is older than Tyson Fury. But at the end of the day, he's how much older? What, a year and a bit? Like, it's not like it's a significant age difference. Tyson Fury, Usyk will be 38 in January. And Tyson Fury turned 36 when in August. So it's nearly 2 years, but it's not a crazy age difference. I think a lot of people read too much into that. But they're talking about Oleksandr Usyk, the athlete, and about how Tyson Fury, Simon Jordan doing what he so often does. And he admits it in this interview that he's not really picking Tyson Fury based upon anything other than Tyson Fury is British. Now, I thought the whole purpose of TalkSport and things like that is that we get as near as makes... Well, I know they aren't unbiased. They definitely aren't. But certainly, look at Eddie Hearn. It doesn't matter what Eddie Hearn does. Simon Jordan will just, the hell with Eddie Hearn. But I thought the whole concept of like TalkSport and these kind of, people like TalkSport and Sky is that irrespective of where they're from, where their background or anything like that, you want to give as close to an unbiased opinion as you can. So, you're not going to pick someone based upon where you're from or anything like that. There's Simon Jordan. Just, no, he's English, so that's why he wins. And, my heart tells me Fury wins. Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? Your heart tells you Tyson Fury wins. So that's just, people tuning in to see, what does Simon Jordan add? Well, my heart tells me Tyson Fury wins. Why? Because he's English. Brilliant. Yeah, it's perfect leaks. Brilliant. Right? That explains everything. What's annoying about this is that he talks about Tyson Fury and he uses things like, maybe he wasn't, ideally prepared for Oleksandr Usyk. He talks about the schooling he did on Dillian White, and he did a demolition job on Dillian White. He really did. He talks about people saying, well, no one said Tyson Fury looked bad when he beat Chisora. No, actually, quite a few people thought Tyson Fury, myself included, looked very poor in that Chisora fight. He was in there against the guy who he'd scraped a win against Kubrat Pulev in July. Prior to that, he'd lost to Oleksandr Usyk and Joseph Parker twice. In the second fight against Joseph Parker, he was down a couple of times in that fight, and although it was close on the scorecards, it wasn't really. Joseph Parker was the clear winner. No one wanted to see that fight. And even in that fight, a slow as molasses, shot to bits Derek Chisora was able to close the range on Tyson Fury. Certainly early on, he was able to land right hands on him. You need to look at that and think, well, that's not good. That's not a good sign. And then obviously we get to the Ngannou fight. So based upon that, you would say Tyson Fury, he is on the slide. Anyone can see that. Usyk is on the slide too. But I just think Usyk is on the slide less. Simon Jordan, throughout all this, just refuse. It's always, well, maybe Fury wasn't, ideally prepared. I remember a couple of months ago he was saying words to the effect of, well, if Usyk beats Fury again, it obviously shows that Fury and Anthony Joshua were just not that good. It's bizarre, really, the approach Simon Jordan has and disrespect he has for Oleksandr Usyk. All right? Now, I want to list off his achievements. Olympic gold medalist, undisputed cruiserweight champion, cleaned up the division, undisputed heavyweight champion. All right? Now, it goes without saying, if you are not good and you are not sufficiently talented, you will never achieve what Oleksandr Usyk has achieved. To win an Olympic gold medalist, to win an Olympic gold medal, you've proved something. You are an elite level amateur. Elite. To turn pro and in your 10th fight, be a good champion at the time in Krzysztof Glowacki is an achievement. It's a serious achievement. And he did it in Poland, mind you. To then go, and this is not the cruiserweight division now today, where you have J.L. Pataya, Zerdo is alright, CBS alright, but it's not really, it's not stacked. You had the likes of Marco Huck, Myris Bradis, who was in his prime. You had Murat Kasiev, Tony Bellew. It was a very, very, very strong division. And Oleksandr Usyk, not only did he go into the World Boxing Super Series, not only did he beat Marco Huck in Germany, Myris Bradis, close fight, but he beat him in Latvia. Went to Russia when the original final was meant to be in Saudi Arabia. The original final was meant to be in Saudi Arabia. He went to Moscow in Russia to fight Murat Kasiev and schooled him, completely schooled him, to then go and say, well, the last domino to fall is Tony Bellew, fights him in Manchester, not quite Liverpool, but fights him in Manchester in the UK. Does all that, moves up to heavyweight, has 2 fights to acclimatise himself, beats Anthony Joshua twice, tries to unify and become undisputed with Tyson Fury. He kicks the can down the road, so he fights Daniel Dubois, and that win is aged brilliantly, mind you. And not a competitive fight, like he's saying, you could make the argument, Dubois, this, that. No, Simon Jordan, you can't. As simple as you can't. Then goes and beats Tyson Fury. Now, when I say that, how you can not give the man credit and you just have to say things like, well, Tyson Fury, maybe he's seen better days, maybe he's grown, but no. Maybe he is a tremendously talented fighter, which he is. Tyson Fury, say what you want to say about him, Tyson Fury's talent is there for all to see. He's a brilliant fighter. He's tremendous. But maybe he's just gone in there with someone who's just better. Do you ever think of that, Simon Jordan? Do you ever think of that? No. Jesus, no. Your opinion is correct, regardless, Who are we to judge? It's just remarkable that Simon Jordan, this whole time, is just bigging up Fury every chance he gets and never seems to give any credit whatsoever to Oleksandr Usyk. He eventually changed his opinion on the Usyk fight, or the Usyk Fury fight, when he was saying, it was a split decision, it was a close fight, this, that, and the other, to then basically, because obviously people know better, and let him know that, look, it wasn't. Now he's saying, oh yeah, it was a clear win. But he still just refuses point blank to give Tyson Fury any credit. He's right in one thing he says, that if Fury turns up, he has the potential to win this fight. If he turns up and he goes about it the right way, he can win this fight. He certainly can. Listen, I'm not ruling Tyson Fury out of winning this rematch. But with Simon Jordan, he's not offering anything to, kind of make you even convinced that he can. It just comes across as wishful thinking on Simon Jordan's part. And to me, I don't get that. I don't get why someone who has banned TalkSport from being ringside at some of his fights, you would be, so heavily involved. For me, it really is bizarre. I just don't get this whole approach that Simon Jordan, and not just Simon Jordan, a lot of people, Gareth A. Davis, Gareth A. Davis is just, that's what he is. And you have that, who else? Spencer Oliver. Spencer Oliver is just kind of, God help him. That's all I got. Just God bless him. God bless Spencer Oliver. God bless him. That's all I got to say on that guy. But you get it. And for me, it's just, what does Oleksandr Usyk have to do to gain a measure of, respect? And for me, do you know what? The only time I think Simon Jordan will ever give Oleksandr Usyk credit is if he loses to Tyson Fury. By which case, then it'll be, oh, look at the man he's beaten. The man you refused to even give any praise to until he actually lost, and then all of a sudden he's really, really good. And we always know Usyk is good, but you get what I mean. So, yeah, Simon Jordan doing his usual. I mean, God, what's he going to do if Tyson Fury loses again? What is he going to do? Well, what's he going to... I guarantee you, if Tyson Fury loses again, have we overestimated how good Fury was? That's the first thing it'll be. It won't be Oleksandr Usyk is brilliant. Look what he's done. He's a credit to the sport. This is the kind of mindset we need for these up and coming fighters to have, and this is how we want fighters to be moving forward. No, it's going to be, well, was Tyson Fury? Are we in a weak heavyweight era? Was Fury and AJ ever really that good? How would they have got on in the 90s if they're losing to Usyk? Like, that's what he's going to push if Fury loses. Wait and you see. That's what he'll push. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Adam Smith giving Usyk his props, saying tremendous trainer, tremendous athlete. He lives the life. What can you say? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And until next time, people, I will leave it there. Peace.